All right, I'm on the phone with Craig Dagan, the Maine Maritime Academy women's head basketball coach. And, Coach, it must be nice to have all your players back under the fold here, back on campus.
Yeah, we're excited. They all are arriving today, and we get going tonight. And it's always an interesting time of year to see, they've had about a 2-week break here now, so it'll be interesting to see which kids have done what they need to do in order to be ready to go. But we're excited and got a few days of preparation before we head down to New York City.
So I guess tell us a little bit about what's in store for them besides conditioning.
Well, we're actually adding quite a bit of new stuff from the first break. We typically, this time of year, add new things in order to keep things fresh, but in order to keep other teams from getting a read on us from a scouting standpoint too. So we've got some new offenses that we're going to add tonight, and tonight will actually be a lot more mental than it will be physical, and then tomorrow morning will be the practice where they don't like me very much.
Yeah, I'm sure they know. Well, although you have a lot of newer players, so maybe they don't know, but hopefully they were running and are in decent, somewhat basketball shape after a couple weeks off.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in these kids and their desire to continue to get better, and we've got great leadership on this team, and I have no worries in regards to whether they'll be ready to go or not. And it's always, whether they work out over break or not, it's, that first practice back is always a hard one, getting your lungs back and getting acclimated again, and especially after practicing so close to Christmas and stuff. So I'm sure in some ways tonight things will be a little bit rusty and a little bit slow, but that's okay. It's to be expected, and as long as we get better throughout the week, I'll be okay with it.
Were they supposed to be emailing you practice logs or anything like that? I remember I was talking to someone and they were getting practice logs emailed to them.
No, I don't do that. To be honest with you, like I said, in the years past, we've done certain things like that. But I have a lot of faith in our kids, and I have a lot of faith in the thing. They know what they need to do. We gave them some guidelines in regards to what we expect and where they're expected to be when they get back. So, I trust them, and I don't want them to feel like I don't want them to feel like I don't. So we've put it on them, and to be honest with you, the more they do on their own, the more ownership they take in it, the better off we're going to be. If they're doing things just because I'm telling them to do things, then we really don't have a whole lot to begin with anyway. So I don't do any of that stuff, and for no other reason other than I have a lot of faith in this group of kids and that they know what they need to do in order to make sure they're ready to go tonight at 6.
Well, the other thing, too, is painfully obvious if they haven't done it and if they lied.
Yeah, no doubt about that, too, and we've had that occur in the past as well. So, and I've been doing this a long time, and I tell them, if you don't do anything, you're not going to fool me. I'll know in the first 15 minutes of practice. So, and if
the ones puking are the ones that give it away a little bit.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
All right, so you're off to New York on you probably leave on Saturday the 2nd.
We're actually leaving on Friday morning.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go down. Yep, we're going to go down a day early. We're going to practice in southern Maine and stay down there. And on the next day, we're actually going to have an opportunity to go back to where it all started for me. We're going to go back to watch UMass in the Mullins Center play against Virginia Commonwealth University. So it'll be a great opportunity for our kids to see a Division I game and experience that sort of thing, and then we head to New York, and we've got a bunch of things planned down there with practices and sightseeing. We're going to do the Museum of Natural History, and we're going to go to the Freedom Tower, as well as we're going to go to a Broadway show and hit some nice restaurants. So we're excited. It's going to be a great trip.
Very nice. And then conference play starts the 9th, and then it's like, wow. You've got
and away we go. No rest for the weary.
4 games in 7 days.
Yeah, we got a busy schedule, which will be good, to be honest with you. It's a good time of year for us to have that many games in a short period of time, just because we'll be on break still, so it will just be basketball. The kids will have plenty of rest, and from a mental standpoint, their focus is strictly on basketball. So this is a really important time of year and a really good time of year for us, as far as just spending a lot of time together, team bonding. We got a bunch of things planned over the break, so It is basketball, which is, like I said, it's always my favorite part of the year, this next 3-week stretch.
Well, you had a couple players that missed the beginning of the season, so now it's really a chance to have everybody under one roof for the boot camp type thing.
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest with you, in the next couple weeks, there's going to be no excuses for us not to be where we need to be, or at least making giant strides in the right direction in regards to that cohesiveness on and off the court. This is, as I said, it's my favorite part, but this is a defining point in the year for us to make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all on the same track to get where we want to get. And the next month and a half goes by really quick, and literally that's the crazy part. We've got a month and a half left in our season, at least regular season, and we've got to make sure we take advantage of every opportunity on the floor. And as you said, 4 games in 7 days, and after this New York trip with all of them being conference games, it's a really important stretch for us. I
mean, you're in a pretty good place, 2-2 in the conference, so, I mean, you'd love to go, obviously you'd love to go 4-0, but if
yeah.
I was going to say if you could go 3-1, you'd be happy, but I know you, so you'd love to go 4-1, but I mean, if you can be above 500 after those 4 games, you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing for us is taking advantage of the opportunities that we have at home, and we've only had 1 road game this entire semester. So the New York trip and, this whole month of January, we spend a good portion of the time on the road, and we've got to take care of business at home. And then when you get on the road, I don't care where you're playing, or conference, non-conference, it's always hard. So we've got to make sure that we're handling our business, like I said, at home, but when we get on the road, those are games that, especially in conference, that we've got to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward in our preparation, and every game is important at this point in time moving forward. I mean, there's no freebie. We've got 3 non-conference games left, and the rest of our games are conference games, so every opportunity we get out there is going to be important and have a big impact of where we end up at the end of the year in the standings.
Well, sounds great. Enjoy the time with the women, and we'll talk to you after the new year, and have a great trip to New York.
Sounds good, and you have a great trip up in the county, and
yes,
stay safe with the weather, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, Coach. Thank you.